Hello students, today we are going to study a program on queues using arrays. A queue is a first in first out data structure. By first in first out we mean the first item inserted is the first item deleted. There are two operations possible on the queue. Enqueue, that means insert an element in the queue, and dequeue, that means delete an element from the queue. So insert an element, delete an element. Let's go through these operations in the program. So we have defined here one array that will act as our queue. So this is our array ARR. This is our ARR array with the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Why till 4? Because we have defined, I will show you later, we have defined max as 5. We have defined max as 5. Then we make use of two pointers, pfront and prar. Rar always points to the last element of queue. Remember, rar always points to the last element of queue. And rar is used for insert. Rar is used for insert operation or enqueue operation. Front always points to the last element. Front always points to the last element, and it is used for the dequeue operation or the delete operation. So rar is used for insert and pfront is used for the delete. Okay. Now many times you may hear me during the course of the program saying rar. That stands for same as prar. Okay. Instead of saying prar, I keep saying rar, and I may say front, but front and pfront is the same. Okay. Please note, front and pfront will be same. So let's look how to do our insertion into the queue. So first we call the enqueue function. A enqueue function is having 4 parameters. Okay. So the first parameter is our queue that we have defined here. Next parameter is the value that we want to insert in the queue. So I want to insert 10 here. So I am passing the value. Then I pass my two pointers of the queue, pfront and prar. As you can see here, I have initialized my pfront and prar equal to -1. I have initialized them to -1 because right now our queue is empty. As you can see here, nothing is there in our queue. It is empty. So our pfront and prar, both value presently is -1. Okay. Why we make it equal to -1 and not some other value? We'll see shortly. Okay. So now we are passing these values. These are the values that are getting passed here. So we are having array, this array that we are passing. The value 10, value of pfront is -1, value of prar is -1. So let's go to the function and see how the insert will take place. So here pass was n. Value of p front was -1. The value of p rear was -1. Okay. Now in the first step in the program, we check if value of p rear. What is value of p rear? Value of p rear is -1. Is it equal to max -1? What is value of max? 5. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Is -1 equal to 4? No, not true. So therefore, we do not execute these lines. We do not execute here. Directly from this line, we come here. Okay? So we do not execute anything that is there inside the if statement. These lines are not executed. These lines are not executed because this condition is not true. We come here. We increase the value of p rear. Okay, increment it by 1. So currently the value of p rear is -1. So when we increment it here, we have +1. That means -1 plus 1. What is the value? P rear will become equal to 0. That means p rear now will be pointing to the array index 0. This now will be equal to p rear. Got it? Why? Because we incremented it here. We incremented. So -1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, p rear is here at index 0. Now, we want to store this value, okay, this value that we had 10 into the queue. We want to insert it in the queue. So this 10 we store in the array. This is our queue. Name of the queue is ARR. Where we want to store it? We want to store it where rear is pointing. So we want to store it at value of rear. What is value of rear? 0. That means this will become ARR 0. Because of this ARR 0. Because rear value is 0. So here, as you can see, rear variable will be replaced with its value. So what is the value? 0. Okay. So I am just replacing here and showing you. So if I just replace rear with 0, suppose this is replaced, then ARR 0. So ARR 0. Where are we storing? We are storing the item in ARR 0. That means here. What is the value of that we are storing? 10. We are putting 10 there. Got it? So, as I told you at the beginning, rear points to the last element. As you can see in this entire queue now, we have only one element, that is 10. That is the last element. Also, if you see, that is the first element of the queue. So, which pointer points to the first element of the queue? Yes, if you said front, you are correct. But is front pointing to the first element here? We have rear pointing to 10. Rear is pointing to 10 because it is the last element. But is front pointing here? No. Okay? Right now it is not pointing. We need to change that situation. So we do it by checking like this. If you remember, we had said value of front we had initialized to -1. Okay? Value of our front was -1. So we check if value of front is -1. Yes, it is -1. So what we do? Since we wanted to point to the first element is stored at what index? First element is stored at the index 0. If I want to point to this first element, what should be the value of front? Value of front should be 0. So that is what we do here. value of front is changed to 0. So what it will do? It will make front variable. It will make front variable point to the array index 0. Okay. So now front is pointing to the first element of the queue, and rear is pointing to the last element of the queue, which is 10 in this case. So first and the last element is 10 as of now. Okay, because there is only one element in the queue. I hope you all understood it. So currently rear value is 0 and front value is also 0, as you can see here in the diagram. Let's go to the main function and see now. Again, next what happens? So we have done this first insert. We have inserted 10. Next we are inserting 20. So again we are passing our Q ARR. We are passing the value of front. What is the value of front? 0. And we are passing the value of rear. Value of rear is 0. Okay. So I am just writing on top of the variable so that you understand. So we are passing these values. Please remember these values as I scroll up. So again we call the NQ function. So here value of item is 20, value of front is 0, value of rear is 0. Remember we are passing by reference. So whatever changes we make in the function are saved back in the main function. The changes are not lost because we are passing by reference. Next, we check the value of rear. What is the value of rear now? 0. What is the value of max minus 1? 4. Is it true? No. Therefore, we do not execute these statements. We execute here. We increase rear by 1. So rear will become equal to 1. Okay, we increment it by 1. So that means in the diagram now, rear will be pointing to the array index. Rear will be pointing to array index 1 because value of rear is 1. Okay, and the new item that we want to store is 20. So 20 will be stored at the location pointed by rear. So where will be 20 stored? So now this is 20. It will be stored at value of rear. What is value of rear? 1. So here it is what? ARR 1. So ARR 1. That means 20 will be stored here. ARR 1. Okay. Next, check whether value of front is minus 1. What is value of front now? 0. So we do not execute this line. Okay. So we end the function and we go back to the main function. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue. So now we have already seen how 2 times we have inserted an item in the queue let me write the current values. So rear is equal to 1. This is the value of rear, and front value does not change. So as you can see here, front always points to the first element of the cube, which was inserted first, 10, and rear always points to the last element of the cube. So in this case, last element is, at present, last element is 20. Let's go to the main function and see. So the third step is, again we are performing a insert operation. Remember now, you can do insert and delete in any order. Okay? You do not have to follow this fixed order. This is just one random order that I have taken of inserting and deleting elements from a cube. So let's see how to do another insert here. I think by now you have understood. So what is the value of item? Item value is 30. Value of front is 0. Value of rear is 1. Okay? Value of front is 0. Value of rear is 1. Remember these values. So let me write the values for you. Value of item is 30. Value of front is 0. Value of rear is 1. Check if your queue is full. So if your queue is full, this condition will be true. Current value of rear is 1. Next minus 1 is 5 minus 1, 4. So we do not execute this. We come here. What is the value of rear now? Rear will be increased by 1. We increment it by 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. 1 plus 1 will be 2. That means in the diagram what will happen? Rear will shift from 1 to 2. So rear value is 2. So rear is shifting from 1 to 2. Okay. Wherever rear is pointing, so rear is pointing to this array index. So we are going to store our item there. So in the next step, we store the item value, that is 30, in array index 2. We replace rear with its value. What is the value of rear? 2. So we replace rear with its value. We store 30 there. Okay. Next, we check if value of front is minus 1. What is value of front? It is 0. So it is not true. Not true. So do not execute this statement. End the function. Go to main function. So in the main function, let's look at the next step. So we have seen 3 insert operations. Now let's look at the delete operation. So presently the value of front is 0. Value of front is 0. Value of rear is 2. Value of rear is 2. Okay. And we pass our Q, that is ARR, to the dequeue function. Dequeue function is nothing but our delete. Okay. So let us see how the delete works. This is our delete. So value of front is 0, value of rear is 2. So whenever we are deleting, we delete the item at the front pointer. So which was the item that was inserted first? The item that we had inserted first is 10. So we have to delete 10. This item has to be deleted first, that is 10. Okay. So we delete whatever is present at front. So let's see how to do that. Okay. So next step, we check the value of front is equal to, we define one temporary variable data to help us in the delete. Next, we check the value of front is equal to -1. So what is value of front equal to? Value of front is 0. Value of front is 0. This is not true. Do not execute this. Do not execute this. So before deleting, we take the item that is present here at the first position and store it in a temporary variable data. So value of front is 0. Value of front is 0. So ARR 0. ARR 0. That value is 10. So that we extract to the variable data. Okay. So we extract the value 10 to data. And the next step, we make that location as 0. What is value of front? Value of front is 0. So this is front. ARR 0. That means here. ARR 0. That means here. So that value is replaced by 0. So that value is replaced by 0. So we get a 0 here. Okay, because of this line. Next, we check the value of front is equal to value of rear. Is it equal? Yes, this is 0, this is 2. It's not equal. So this line is not executed. We go to the else part. In the else part, as you can see in the diagram, we have already deleted this element. There is nothing here. We have deleted and we have replaced it with 0. There was 10 present here. We deleted it and we replaced it with 0. Now, which is the first element of your cube presently? The first element is 20. Front should always be pointing to the first element of your cube. But in the diagram, where is front presently pointing? It is pointing to array index 0. Okay? And there is nothing here. We have already deleted this. So where should front be pointing now? Front should be pointing to the first element, that is 20. And where is 20 stored at which index? 20 is stored at the index 1. So front should be having the value now as index, or front should be having the value now as 1. So we do that here. So I increment the value of front. Okay. So front will now be having the value as 1. So front now has the value as 1. So front is pointing to the first element in the queue, that is 20, and rear is pointing to the second element in the queue. There are only 2 elements. The second element is put presently at index 2. Second element is 30. So this is the first element. This is the second element. First element is pointed by front. Last element is pointed by rear. Got it? Okay. And then once we have done that, I had extracted the value 10 here and stored it data. So I return that value to the main function. I return 10 to the main function. So let me go back to the main function here. So the next step after this delete is to insert. So to insert, we want to insert the value 80. Value of front is 1, value of rear is 2. So we are passing those values to NQ function to insert value 80 there. Okay. Now if you want to insert, what will be the steps? What are the steps to insert? We will increment a value of rare. We will increment a value of rare. So it will point here. Okay. And wherever rare is pointing, so where is the rare pointing? It is pointing to ARR tree. There we will be inserting this value 80. Okay. So rare is used for insertion. Let's see. So presently rare is not pointing here. Okay. Rare is pointing here. As you can see, rare value is 2. So let's see. So here we want to insert 80. Value of front is 1. Value of rare is 2. Check this. So 2 equal to max minus 1 is 4. Not true. Increment rare. So now I'll do it directly. I think you got it. So rare will become 3. That means in the diagram, rare will point to the array index 3. Okay. Wherever rare is pointing, so now rare is pointing here. So we are going to insert here. So in the next step, I take 80, that is the n item 80, and insert it where? Rare. So rare's value is 3. So I insert it in ARR tree. So this will be 80. Got it? Okay. I check the value of front now. Front value is it minus 1? No, not true. So I exit the function. I do not execute that statement. So I exit and go to the main function. So next step in our main function is delete. So for delete, we are again passing our q. Value of front is 1, value of rare is 3. Value of front is 1, value of rare is 3. Okay. So go to our delete function. So here value of front is 1, value of rare is 3. So now which element are we deleting? We are deleting the element pointed by front. So element pointed by front is this one here. So we are deleting 20. Okay. We are deleting 20. This is the element that we are aiming to delete. So we check this condition here. Is front equal to minus 1? No, not true. So we do not execute this. Okay. We extract the data, that is 20, from here using this statement. So 20 will be stored in data. Okay. Front value is 1. Front value is 1. So this 1 here, ARR of 1. So we refer to ARR 1. What is ARR 1? 20. We remove 20 and store it in data. So remember, data is having 20. Next, since we have deleted, we set that position as 0. We set here as this value as 0. using this line here. Okay. Then we check if front is equal to rear. If front is equal to rear, it means the queue is full. This condition is to check if queue is empty. This condition is used to check if queue is empty. If queue is empty, then we will make front and rear equal to -1. Okay. But in this case, value of front is 1, value of rear is 3. So it is not equal. Okay, this is not true. So we go to the else part. Since I have deleted this item, which is now my first item in the queue, it is 30. So what should be the value of front? Value of front should be 2. Value of front should be 2. But what is the value of front presently? It is 1. So that needs to be changed. How we change that? We change that using this line here. So value of front is changed and it is made 2. Value of front is changed, made. That means now front will be pointing here at 2. Okay. Then we return this value data here. We return this data and we go to the main function. Got it? Okay. So in the next step, we call the display function to display all the elements in the queue. So the display function works like this. I pass the value of front and rear. I pass the value of front and rear. So presently front value is 2, rear value is 3. As you can see here, 2 and 3. Okay. And I pass the queue. So when I pass it, I get front is 2, rear is 3, and this is my queue starting. I use a temporary variable. Okay. Value of I is set to front, so I is equal to 2, that is here, I is equal to 2. Okay. Is I less than or equal to rear? Yes, I is less than or equal to rear, because I value is 2, which is less than or equal to 3, which is the value of rear. Then I print a value at which? At ARR I. What is I value? 2. Whatever is that 2, what is that value? 30. So 30 gets printed. Then I increase the value of I. So I will now become equal to, I will become now equal to 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 3? No, not 2. So, sorry, it is true. Sorry, 3 is less than or equal to 3. Is less than or equal to 3. It is true. So I print the next item, which is that ARR 3. So that is 80. I increment the value of I. So now I is 4. I check the condition. So is 4 less than or equal to 3? No, not true. Therefore, we do not execute this. So I print, as you can see in my diagram, we have only two values in the queue, 30 and 80. The remaining values that were inserted are deleted. So we do not print those deleted values. Okay, and we simply replace the deleted values with 0 just to help us understand that those values are no longer present. Okay, and if we wanted, we could have kept on inserting and deleting items here. Got it? So now, just to show you, okay, without going to the code, if I had here another insert, say I was inserting 90. So what I would have done? I would have increased the value of rare. So rare would have become equal to 4. Okay, and inserted 90 at wherever rare is pointing. So where rare is pointing at 4, 90 would have got inserted here. Say I wanted to insert one more element here. Say I wanted to insert one more element. Say 5. Okay. Now, whenever we want to insert, what is the first step? We want to increase rare. Now, can I increase rare further? Is there array index 5 here? No, it is not there. Okay. That means my queue is theoretically full because I have reached the end of the array. So I should get one message that queue is full. But actually I got 2 empty spaces here which I deleted. Okay. But since my rare has reached the end of the array, I cannot do more insertions because I cannot increase my array size. So this is the disadvantage of using queues using arrays. Okay, I hope you understood this program. You can add more NQ and DQ operations here to understand how it works. Remember, you have to add all the NQ and DQ operations before this getCH function. Okay. Thank you very much for listening.